Good morning, Mustangs! Thank you, teachers, staff, family, and most importantly, our students for being here today for the graduation of the class of 2022. We're extremely proud of everyone here, and we're honored to be leading today's graduation ceremony. Today, we embark on a new chapter in our lives, so we want to take a moment and recognize some of our accomplishments as a class. Please be seated.
As Joe mentioned, we are so excited and proud of each and every one of you. Graduating high school is just one step in your lifelong journey, but we want to take the time to celebrate this incredible accomplishment. My name is Ainsley Delacroix, and I have been a member of DECA for 3 years. I've been an executive chapter officer and a state officer. I've also had the honor of being the National Honor Society Secretary and a member of both the Future Business Leaders of America and Sources of Strength. In the fall, I will be attending Creighton University to study business management.
And I'm Joseph Elliott. I have been a 4-year varsity lacrosse member, a 3-year DECA officer serving as president and student advisor, a member of the National Technical Honor Society, and I had the honor to be a part of the DCSD Superintendent Selection Committee.
You may have noticed the different colored stoles that students are wearing today. This is a change that was made to this year's graduation, and our class is the first class at Ponderosa to begin using the Latin honor system.
A white stole signifies cum laude, representing students who achieved between a 3.5 and 3.74 GPA.
A silver stole signifies magna cum laude, with students achieving a GPA between 3.75 and 3.99.
And finally, a gold stole represents summa cum laude, signifying students who achieved a 4.0 or higher GPA.
Next, we want to welcome Ponderosa's very own Pegasus Choir seniors.
These seniors are a part of Ponderosa's most advanced choir. For years, they have been practicing and refining their skills to be in front of you all today.
Please help me recognize the seniors who will be singing for us today. Norian Barton, Kara Caldwell, Kat Gardner, Isabel Henwood, Kennedy Jensen, James Smith, Jenna Vota, Braden Wacker, and Adam Zach.
Please stand and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed Thank you to the Pegasus for that great performance of the national anthem. My name is Jackson Ingalls, and while at Ponderosa, I have filled many roles, including being a member of the National Honor Society and National Technical Honor Society, being president of the Technology Student Association, and playing 4 years on the rugby team. Our next speaker will be someone who has also been very involved during their high school career, having been my fellow vice president of the math club, wrestling all 4 years, and being a member of both NHS and the National English Honor Society. And he plans to attend Colorado State University to study electrical engineering in the fall. Please welcome to the stage, Logan Byers.
Today is the day many of us have been waiting for and dreading at the same time. For some of us, it is another tally upon obtaining a 4.0 GPA, becoming a state champion, or participating in every activity we have to offer. For others, it is the beginning of a long list of success from career to family. Now I'd like for all of you to follow me in an extended metaphor. Many of us have been on an airplane before, and by doing so, we've gone through the hassle of arriving at the airport, to getting through security, to getting on the airplane, to finally arriving at our destination. I like to think of the airport much like our daily interactions, whether it is a simple nod of hello, much like we do in our school halls, or our interactions with security. These interactions are much like our interactions with bosses, parents, or teachers. But I also think this area serves another purpose. The airport is the first step of preparation towards any goal. This is because we were seniors at Ponderosa with very individual goals, whether to be top of the class or to have a better relationship with a friend. However, we had a common space. Ponderosa was our airport. Some of us take many steps towards preparation. These are the people that arrive an hour before their flight and make sure they have every single possible thing they need. And some of us like to wing it and arrive just about 5 minutes before the plane takes off. But this is where most of your time is spent, preparing and interacting with people. The next step is the flight itself. These are where you have very like-minded people heading towards one goal. These are the people working towards that state championship. These are the people studying for those AP exams. And these are the people that practice their instruments every day. And when the flight takes off, the music begins, the whistle blows, or you pick up your pencil, these people won't back down from the challenge. Finally, you arrive at your destination. You've made it. You've completed your goal. Now you can bask in the glory and have fun on your vacation, and soon you will return to an airport to set yet another goal. The distance you travel is a representation of how large your goal is. The further the distance, the larger the goal. But even small goals matter. Each independent goal matters. Whether it is to live an hour away or to visit family, small distances can have large impact. Now today brings close to our current airport, Ponderosa High School. And many of us are currently on our flight to our next airport, like college, travel, work, or military. I want all of you to have fun on your trip and vacation, but I challenge each and every one of you to continue to make trips and to continue to set goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Logan. Good morning, everyone. My name is Allison Gould. I'm this year's Estrella Choir President, a member of Ponderosa Activity Cabinet, Link Crew, Stang Gang, and World Language Club. This fall, I will be continuing my studies at Franciscan University of Steubenville as a dual major in theology and catechetics. I am here this morning to introduce to you one of the greatest friends and most talented performers I've ever known. This wonderful woman has played an integral part in the Ponderosa community, especially our Performing Arts Department, where she has been part of 15 Ponderosa Theater Company productions, been my counterpart as co-president of Pegasus Choir, and a member of Last Minute Replacements comedy troupe. She has also been involved in Link Crew, NHS, and NEHS. In these last 4 years, she has embodied the spirit of pride that Ponderosa takes in performing arts. This fall, she's really saying there's no place like home as she plans to attend the University of Colorado Boulder to study biomedical engineering, only begging the question, what can't she do? Today, she'll be sharing her incredible voice with us one last time to send us on our way as she sings Rusted Roots, Send Me On My Way. Please join me in welcoming to the stage, Kara Caldwell.
On my way, on my way, on my way, on my way. I would like to reach out my hand. I may see you, I may tell you to run. On my way, on my way. You know what they say about the young. Well, pick me up with golden hand. I may see you, I may tell you to run. On my way, on my way. You know what they say about the young. Well, I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl, we will. I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl. Send me on my way, 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 send me on my way. I would like to reach out my hand. I may see you, I may tell you to run. You know what they say about the young. Well, pick me up with golden hand. I may see you, I may tell you to run. You know what they say about the young. Well, I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl, we will. I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl. Send me on my way, 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 send me on my way. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, 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 ah. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, 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 ah. Well, I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl, we will. I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl. Send me on my way, 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 send me on my way. On my way, on my way, on my way. I would like to reach out my hand. I may see you, I may tell you to run. You know what they say about the young.
Thank you, Kara, for that beautiful performance. I can't think of a better person to have sung that song for us today. My name is Emma Roach.
And I am Ellie Bringhurst.
I've been involved at Ponderosa in many ways throughout these past few years. I was in the National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America, Link Crew, and was Student Council President alongside Ellie. After high school, I plan on attending Berea College to study nursing.
I have also been super involved in my high school career, doing things including tennis, Link Crew, and this was my 4th year in student council where I took on the role as president. In the fall, I plan on attending Utah State University to study architecture and interior design.
One of my favorite things about being in student council was being able to represent the senior class of 2022. We had quite the time trying to narrow down our list for senior song and quote, which is why we were so excited when we found out what we picked.
I'm sure we can all remember the endless canvas reminders to vote, and we're so excited to hear the ones that you guys picked. In all honesty, I can't think of a song that fits our class better than Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. After all the time we have spent together, I can't ever imagine forgetting any of you or the people who could not be with us today.
We spent hours and hours, as the song would say, telling our troubles and doubts. We eagerly talked about what our future would hold for us, what we would be doing, where we would be, and who we would be with, which is why we hold our quote so close to our hearts. May the rest of our lives be the best of our lives is truly something that we will forever think of during our toughest times.
After these challenging 4 years, I am so excited to say that the rest of our lives will most definitely be the best of our lives after all the hard work we have put in here at Ponderosa High School.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Troy McCoy, and throughout my time at Ponderosa High School, I've been a member of DECA, a 2-time FBLA officer, a member of the Ponderosa Activities Cabinet, and the District Student Advisory Group. After high school, I plan on pursuing a career in aviation. Our next speaker, some of you may know as Penny from You Can't Take It With You, or maybe even the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. And might I say, she's looking a little less green today. She's the Ponderosa Theater President, a state thespian officer, and the comedy troupe co-captain. I can't think of a better person to reflect on these last 4 years we've spent together than Brady Barrow.
Hello. Hello, dear graduates of 2021-22. It is my absolute, is it hot out here? It's like really hot out here. Is it just me or is it, my hands are sweaty. No, you know what? No, I think I'm gonna do this from my heart. I'm joking. I have it memorized. Good graduates don't litter. Leonard, please don't take me off. Hey guys, if you're here, congratulations, you're graduating, or you know someone who is. And if not, you did a great job hopping the fence. The ones laughing, it's them. Go get them, Leonard. No, but seriously, this is a huge accomplishment, so give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, you can stop. I have 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. Today I present to you 5 reasons the world is not ready for the class of 2022. Number 1, your resilience. Do y'all remember COVID? Yeah. March 13th, 2020, our sophomore year. We were so short and stinky and awkward, and now we're a little taller and still stinky and awkward. Maybe it's just me. It's crazy how time flies. Those initial 3 months of COVID were great. I mean, I won't lie, I barely did any work. For example, I didn't bother to teach myself my unit circle, which explains my calculus grade. But 3 months turned into a year, and we were all getting whiplash from the constant changes. This was possibly our first normal year back, and we were still faced with challenges you couldn't have expected. Cultural and political changes, protests and community events, but one thing stayed true. Miss Chahosky is still really short. No, but seriously, you guys will always be known as the class who learns to learn and adapt. Number 2, your creativity. I couldn't think of anything. Number 3, your optimism. The class of 2022 is like a toddler. I mean, seriously, give them a toy and they will play with the box. Aw, your parents are thinking about how cute you guys used to be. What happened? No, but in all seriousness, I am blown away by the senior class's ability to find the good in every situation. Whether that be tests, or classes, or another one of Mr. Olson's South Africa stories. You guys always find a way to that greener grass. Someday, we're going to step into the world as adults, and our problems are going to be bigger and more obnoxious, like Texas. But you all are completely equipped to be adults. You have everything you need within you, and that is going to come in so handy as you step into your big boy pants. Number 4, your individuality. As you all hopefully know, I've spent the last 4 years of my life here, and in these 4 years, I have created a home and a second family. And as in every family, there's a weird Uncle Frank. You guys are my weird Uncle Frank. Aww. You all have some aspect that sets you apart, and it's that individuality that's going to make you stand out in the future. That's because you're Uncle Frank. You do what you want, and you create really awkward silence at dinner. You have everything you need within you, and that is going to come in so crucial as you enter the world. You do you, Frank. All right, number 5. This part's about me. I'd like to start with the song, actually. On my way, on my way, on my way, what?
Brady, sweetheart, this is the part that's not about you.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I wrote this whole section just about me.
Right, but there's like 380 other graduates here.
I thought they were models.
Oh boy. Awkward. Carry on, kiddo. Carry on.
Oh, okay. This isn't about me. This part isn't about me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I am a firm believer in the idea that laughter is universal. Humor is what brings us all together. Oh my gosh! Sort of like these weird, dresses and these hats brought all of us together. Aw, that's so cute. I'm sorry, this is very emotional. Someday, you're going to look back, and you are going to see this beautiful, smart, amazing, witty, drop-dead, gorgeous graduate. And you guys will be there too! All right. You guys will be the ones to mend this gap, with your humor, of course. Class of 2022, you did it! Congratulations! You all should be beyond proud of yourselves. I won't lie, I never expected this day to come, especially considering how many of us still use Google Maps to get to Target. Jackson Ingalls. But seriously, you all should be very proud of yourselves. Here's to another joke in this joke book we call life. Thank you.
I think I may be biased, but that may have been the best graduation speech I've ever heard. There is no way the world is ready for the class of 2022. Next, we wanted to take a moment to thank all the dignitaries who have taken time out of their day to be with us today at our graduation. First, our superintendent, Aaron Kane. Danny Windsor, the executive director for Parker and Alternative Education. Rich Cosgrove, our Chief Operations Officer. Amanda Thompson, our Chief Human Resource Officer. Kate Kataska, the Chief Financial Officer. David Ray, a board member and director of District F. And then Kaylee Weiniger, a board member and director of District G.
Thanks, Ainsley. A common motto embodied across all of our feeder schools is every student, every family, every day, a community of excellence. This represents the constant drive to put our community first through all of our teachers, staff, and most importantly, our principals.
For many of us, we grew up in Douglas County schools. Today, we want to celebrate where you came from and recognize the leaders from our feeder schools we have in attendance. Principals, thank you for being here for the graduating class of 2022. Graduates, as we recognize these outstanding leaders and announce a school that you've attended, please stand.
Principal Mark Harrell with Franktown Elementary. Graduates, if you attended Franktown Elementary, please stand. You may be seated.
Principal Christian Drury with Legacy Point Elementary. Graduates, if you attended Legacy Point Elementary, please stand. You may be seated.
Principal Kara Tiedemann with Northeast Elementary. Graduates, if you attended Northeast Elementary, please stand. Graduates, you may be seated.
Principal Jean Taylor with Mountain View Elementary. Graduates, if you attended Mountain View Elementary, please stand. You may be seated.
Principal Ben Darden with Sageville Middle School. Graduates, if you attended Sageville Middle School, please stand. You may be seated.
Once again, thank you to our outstanding leaders from our feeder schools for always embodying the motto, every student, every family, every day, a community of excellence.
Next, we wanted to welcome our principal, Mr. Tim Ottman. Mr. Ottman has been with our school for 31 years as a teacher, coach, athletic director, and our principal. It is clear that Mr. Ottman has left an admirable impact on the community of our school.
Mr. Ottman is connected not only with our teachers and staff in the building, but as well as our students. It's never been uncommon to see Mr. Ottman walking through the halls with a huge smile on his face. I personally have had multiple conversations with Mr. Ottman, and I could always tell he was beyond proud to be a part of the Ponderosa community. His family has also left their legacy on the Ponderosa community, as his wife, Angela, kick-started her career with our Ponderosa Palms, and 2 of his 3 children graduated from Ponderosa.
It is clear that Mr. Ottman has left a major impact on the lives of the Ponderosa students, family, and faculty throughout his years here. Graduates and guests, please help us welcome, for the last time, our principal, Mr. Tim Ottman.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for that very welcome introduction. I just want to start off by thanking you, your graduates, for your flexibility, resiliency, and cooperation this year. I sincerely appreciate all of the support and understanding as we navigated through some very challenging moments. I also want to recognize those that we've lost over the past couple of years. Please keep the Dame, Smith, and Weller families in your thoughts and prayers today. Please join me for a moment of silence to honor these students, Mr. Weller, and their families. Thank you. I don't normally deviate from my traditional graduation speech, but this year feels a little different because I'm actually graduating with you. As was mentioned earlier, I'm actually retiring after 31 years of service to Ponderosa High School. I would like to take this opportunity to thank those who took a chance on me back in 1990. I would also like to thank everyone along the way who supported me, guided me, and believed in me. It was also very special to be able to share my career with my amazing wife and my kids. The Mustang family has been such an integral part of the Ottman family, and we are forever grateful for all of the opportunities given to us over the past 31 years. I will certainly miss the day-to-day challenges and interactions with students, teachers, and staff, but I'm looking forward to more opportunities to spend time with family, travel, and do what I love, play golf. On behalf of the Ottman family, I'd like to thank everyone for making Ponderosa and the Douglas County School District such a wonderful place to grow and learn. It's been a wonderful experience, and I'm very proud of the work we've been able to accomplish. I would also like to take this time and congratulate Ryan Hollingshead on becoming the next principal of Ponderosa High School. I believe Ponderosa is in good hands with Ryan. He brings a wealth of knowledge to Ponderosa and will continue to move us forward in a positive direction. I'm confident Ponderosa will continue to be one of the best high schools in the Douglas County School District and the state of Colorado. Thank you again, and now on to the most important people in the stadium, our graduates. Graduates, I'd like to honor you as a group for your outstanding academic leadership and scholarship. This year, as was mentioned earlier, we transitioned into the Latin honor system of honoring our graduates, and will honor our first group of summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude students. We will begin with summa cum laude, our highest achieving students. Ponderosa graduates who have earned a GPA of 4.0 or above, please stand and remain standing. And now our magna cum laude students, Ponderosa graduates who have earned a GPA of 3.75 to 3.99. Please stand and remain standing. And finally, our cum laude students, Ponderosa graduates who have earned a GPA of 3.5 to 3.74. Please stand and remain standing. Ponderosa graduates who have made the decision to serve our country in one of the branches of the military, please stand and be recognized and remain standing. Ponderosa graduates who earned a college scholarship, please stand and be recognized and remain standing. Students who received a department award at honors convocation last night, please stand and be recognized and remain standing. This year, we are especially proud of these students standing before you. Together, they have earned over $6.5 million in scholarships. Congratulations. And now, to the entire class of 2022, please rise and face your families and give them a round of applause for their support and encouragement over the last 4 years. Parents and families, it is with your love and support for the last 18 years that the graduates before us have achieved this level of excellence. They have earned their place in society and have the capacity to achieve great things. Graduates, please be seated. Present with us today are members of the faculty, staff, and administration of Ponderosa High School. Ponderosa faculty, staff, and administrators, please stand so you may be recognized for your contributions to this graduating class. Thank you. You may be seated. And at this time, I'd like to invite Aaron Kane, Superintendent of the Douglas County School District, to the stage for the presentation of this graduating class. Ms. Kane, as principal of Ponderosa High School, I am pleased to present to you the graduating class of 2022. These seniors have earned significant recognition for themselves, their families, their school, and their community. On behalf of the faculty and staff members of Ponderosa High School and the Ponderosa feeder schools, I wish for each of you, the proud class of 2022, the joy and fulfillment that comes with achieving your goals and pursuing your dreams. You are our future. Ms. Kane, I certify that these members of the class of 22 have met and in many cases exceeded the graduation requirements of Ponderosa High School and the Douglas County Board of Education. They have earned the required credits and are thus eligible to receive a high school diploma. Ms. Kane, I present to you and the Board of Education members present here today the 2022 graduating class of Ponderosa High School.
Mr. Ottman, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege on behalf of the Douglas County School District and the Board of Education to accept the graduating class for Ponderosa High School for 2022. Congratulations, kids.
Thank you, Aaron. And now I'd like to welcome Ron Curry and Annalise Hopkins to the stage to introduce our faculty readers.
Hi, my name is Ron Curry. In my time at Ponderosa, I've been a member of the soccer team and a TSA officer. In the fall, just a few months away, I plan on attending CU Boulder to study aerospace engineering.
And I'm Annalise Hopkins, and over the past 4 years, I've had the honor of being a part of our theater company, our swim team, NHS, NEHS, and our diversity club. Next year, I plan to attend Whitman College to study political science.
The next section of the proceedings, we honor the people whose achievements are the reason we are here today. They showed up and put in the work. They devoted countless hours to what at times seemed like a fruitless effort. They poured their heart and soul into high school.
We are, of course, talking about the amazing teachers of Ponderosa, who have been an invaluable resource for all the students. They do so much more than simply teach. I have found myself time and time again drawn into incredibly valuable conversations with my teachers. Whether those conversations were about the subject matter or the meaning of art, those conversations have been formative in who I am and who I am becoming. Teachers don't just bestow knowledge, they shape and inspire our future, and I couldn't be more thankful for all the teachers that have taken the time to do that for us.
Senior class selected 8 of these fantastic individuals. It is our honor to introduce the faculty readers. Micah Bernhardt from the art department.
Casey Chahosky from the English department.
Jaron Cohen, physical education department.
Kayla Diaz from the performing arts department.
Cheryl Heaton, social studies department.
Randy Huff, physical education department.
Mike Lynch, math department.
And Neil Rosengren, math department.
Thank you, Ron and Annalise. At this time, all graduates will be recognized by name. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Ponderosa High School, I congratulate the graduates on their achievements. In recognition of the time these students have spent at Ponderosa High School, each one of them will receive a diploma and alumni pin. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Sarah Ann Allen. Catherine Grace Garner. Isabel Shea Henwood. Kennedy Michelle Jensen. Jenna Page Vota. Adam Michael Zach. James Allen Smith. Braden Lee Wacker. Narayan Barton. Tyler Robert Andrews. Sierra Jane Bradshaw. Matthew Lee Bernier. James Landon Aberpons. Colton Allen Anderson. Fallon Rose Anderson. Griffin Lawrence Ames. Taylor Alexis Bostelman. Catherine Joyce Baxter. Shelby Lynn Bertram. Megan Marie Braun. Leah Noel Beshman. Morgan Bryn Adler. Emma Lee Ade. Rachel Ann Blackburn.
Dominic Aaron Ott.
Caroline Sarah Adams.
Hayden Riley Catnap.
Antonio Barajas.
Katie William Johnson.
Luke Lyndon Barrett.
Wyatt Bala Hamula.
Hunter Chance Blair. Kirk Frederick Bricker II. Amber Michelle Bricker. Emily Claire Racina. Aiden Jonathan Adams. Jaden Blake Allen. Ryan Nicholas Benawise. Galatea Boardman Sells. Caitlin Rose Beadle. Tallulah Ray Blender. Marley Albright. Eugene Allen Atha III. Brianna Maddie Barros. Kayla Erin Bright.
Nathan Young Kaufman.
Ryan Alexis Allen.
George William Millis.
Olivia Ann Bauer.
Julia Jacqueline Larson.
Jackson Charles Adkins.
Cameron James Kozel.
Braden James Adler.
Samuel Tozer Keegan.
Calvin Ray Appleton.
Derek Alba
Amber Marie Bataya. Megan Alexandra Ackerman. Sydney Ryan Baker.
Michael Sean Adam Parker.
Cameron Ann Butzine.
Madeline Marie Diaz.
Jacqueline Elizabeth Curry.
Amber Elizabeth Ramos.
Lauren Brooke Daly.
Sophia Rose Bogizo.
Kendall Lee Christensen.
Jackson Griffin Pagano.
Parker Cole Dennis.
Ethan Troy Pipus.
Carson Ryan Conant.
Ethan Tanner Mortensen.
Matthew George DeZengramel.
Troy Jason Mortensen.
Always the goal.
Dylan Jacob Carey.
Daniel David Newman.
Dylan Ray Bice.
Zachary J. Newkirk.
Donovan William Coden.
Jack Carter Noble.
Grant Alexander Burnett.
Madison Passarella.
Hannah Marie Bueller.
Angelo Luigi Ostinato.
Sosie Ray Buck.
Jack Robert Murphy.
Oakley Richard Boyd.
Elijah Blake Pierce.
Boston Kate Connor.
Davion Christine Nielsen.
Brooke Jewel Copley.
Madison Ray Cox.
Abigail Lynn Carpenter.
Terrence Nancy Noisy.
Lizette Quintana Hinojos.
Cassidy Shea Oxley.
Faith Mamie Collins.
Zachary Thomas Pekarik.
Jessica Jasmine Raygoza Roman.
Brady Micah Porter.
Jordan David Paff.
Alexa Lynn Pacheco.
Jonathan Charles Casaretto.
Mason Lee Motichka.
Lucy Diamond Cornell.
Rebecca Elizabeth Peterson.
Hayden Mackenzie Shadid.
Porter James Odenbach.
Zyla Vida Dogale.
Austin Matthew Weary.
Aiden Ashley Byrne.
Hayden Rodell Olmsted.
Owen Stephen Cripps.
Hannah Linda Peters.
Braden Case Gefke Butchin.
Kennedy Ann Ray.
Hayden Lewis Cajanut.
Leah Aurelia Page.
Charles Stephen Uring.
Kai Jameson Parker.
Peyton Levi Burton.
Horatio Ramon Ramirez Jr. III.
Jacob Leo Cannon.
Benjamin Frank Orban.
Antonio Del Negro.
Brendan Anthony Meyer.
Samuel Arlie Burns.
Dallin Joseph Muncie.
Ethan Scott Cavett.
Nicholas Joseph Orlandino.
Samuel Medina Lopez.
Diego Emilio Palacios.
Devin Diane Choate.
Benjamin Azamat Okan.
Kayla Ji-hyun Cho.
Nathan J. Petty.
Evelyn Marie Clark.
Emma Janae Nash.
Sean Douglas Dawson. Tobin James Clayton. Caleb Allen Wade Clifton. Trevor Hayden Capune. Anthony Terrell Caesar.
Suzette Sedona Stager.
Arabella Lee Schultz.
Ronald Lee Curry III. Annalise Opal Hopkins.
Lily Eleanor Steiger.
Brady Marilyn Barrow.
Jade Smith.
Troy Jacob McCoy. Emma Margaret Roach.
Jacob Patrick Redmond.
Ellie Grace Bringhurst. Kara Danielle Caldwell. Allison Riley Gould. Logan Michael Byers. Jackson Benjamin Ingalls. Ainsley Cecilia Delacroix. Joseph Patrick Elliott. Lorelei Emmeline Frost.
Megan Elizabeth Schmidt.
Holly Lynn Garrett.
Charlene Roman.
Carson Walker Giels.
Brandon William Decker.
Blake Daniel Francis.
Zachary Stephen Decker.
Leah Kate Dix.
Andon Lee Chaser.
Jordan Carius Finkelstein.
Taylor E. Roberts.
Landon Isaac Freeman.
Noah Matthew Chaser.
David Moses Esqueda.
Sebastian Falcon Sigler.
Jonathan Diaz Gonzalez.
Benjamin David Rourke.
Blaze Richard Eckhart.
Cecilia Dennis Shelburne.
Colton Dakota Dobbs.
Trinity Marie Schultz.
Jackson Cade Geary.
Destiny Cheyenne Marie Lee Schuler.
Eli Caden Dix.
Callie Ann Smith.
Kaylee Ray Isle.
Addison Mary Files. Caitlin Grace Fredrickson.
Berkeley Ann Schultz.
Elena Mary Diederich.
Tyler Paul Smith.
Peyton Elizabeth Duplessis.
Mary Jo Staten.
Jaden Joy Friend.
Lucille Sherrill.
Olivia Miranda Geishwitz. Noah Zachariah Fry.
Dylan Bryce Reagan.
Aiden Tyler Folkert.
Steve Stanley Smith.
Stone Robert Walter Gillen. Daniel Kenneth Flesner Jr.
Rachel Nicole Reed.
Morgan Elizabeth Gardner.
Colin J. Brennan.
Timothy Joseph Fisher.
Joaquin Snyder.
Ashlyn Faith Gardner.
Monica J. Robinette.
Alyssa Ryan Fitzsimmons.
Lexi Ryan Bell.
Morgan Ann Fewick.
Tyler Jaden Sumner.
Morgan Lindsay Folk.
Leah Lorraine Rosher.
Jack Xavier Ellis.
Connor Robert Sharpton.
Isabel Anne-Marie England.
Andrea Liliana Rivera.
Kara Rose Garvey. Ethan Dean Flanagan. Emma Rose Eastland. Lydia May Eklund.
Lillian Bell Sheffield.
Sadie Kendra Elmore.
Margaret Ann Snyder.
Ryan Patrick Dunn.
Dave Walker.
Preston Dale Gardner.
Amina Margaret Johnson. Janessa Brooke Hamilton. Brant Holden Jarvis. Carter William Johnson.
Maxwell Alexander Von
Owen Wyatt Hardy.
Harris Michelle Tracy.
Kate Douglas Johansson. Logan Garth Howard. Andrew George Poe. Griffin Dean Gross. Daquan Lawrence Moorhead Johnson. Jameson Austin Harris. Kaylee Rihanna Hobbs. Victor Gonzalez. Mari Dolores Ioni. Daniel James Hernandez. Emily Page Johnson. Paige Robin Harris. Gabriella Ray Hufford. Ella J. Glasgow. Hayden Mays Huckabee. Megan Jeanette Hinton. Jacob Dallas Gregory. Heidi Christina Johnson. Britton Lee Grubbs. Adrian Jose Cordado. Diego Jose Cordado. Hagen Wayne Hoschneider. Danica Charlene Jacobs. Emily Grace Ibsen.
Love you,
Aubrey Rain Hornbacher. Ava Alexandra Holman. Cadence Aaliyah Cree Harston. Alessandra Lehman Goulet. Tyler Worthington Haynes. Joshua Taylor Helmick. Alexa Faith Getling. Jack Carl Holtgren. Joshua Ryan Hanlon. Tavis Ryan Hediga. Andrew Jared Hansel. Number 1, Brendan Michael Herrick. Peyton Scott Holtquist.
All right, congratulations, graduates. Hey, everyone. My name is Musette Stager, and I have been involved in National Honor Society to some degree since 4th grade. I'm also a part of your student council here at Ponderosa. And while Colorado has been a beautiful new home for me for these past 2 years since I graduated here, or since I moved here from Arizona, I do hope to study abroad with the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs whilst pursuing a degree in nursing. But that's more than enough on me. I'd like to introduce to you our wonderful choir directed by the skilled Mr. Falk singing Brave by Sarah Bareilles. Because it can be terrifying sometimes to speak your mind, but it is an incredibly valuable life lesson that you always do so, be it in a professional setting and asking for a raise, or simply sticking up for yourself. Always be brave, try new things, and speak your mind as you progress into these next chapters of your life. So without further ado, our choir.
you, choir, for that lovely performance. Next, I want to introduce to you our faculty speaker, Mr. Cordray. Mr. Cordray has been a teacher for the past 34 years, and he has been a part of the Ponderosa faculty for the past 19. He prides himself in having taught every English course offered here at Ponderosa, as well as the AP English courses. So please, help me give a warm welcome to Mr. Cordray.
The old man's going to try to use technology here, so buckle up. Good morning. I'd like to thank the graduates for giving me the opportunity to speak today. What an amazing way to cap off my career as a teacher. I promise to be brief. I know you have graduation parties to get to, and I've never been one to get in the way of a good party. As a teacher, I've grown accustomed to being in control. It kind of comes with the territory. You control what lessons you'll teach, you control the classroom environment, you control the students, at least as much as they let you. You get used to having a certain degree of power. However, I recently experienced something that made me realize that having this sort of power is not all it's cracked up to be. Today, I'd like to share this experience with you and what I learned from it. It was just before spring break when Kayla Diaz, our amazing theater teacher, approached me about taking on a cameo role in the musical The Wizard of Oz. She wanted a faculty member to be involved, and according to her, many of the cast and crew wanted me to be a part of the show. I was honored by the sentiment, even a bit touched. Truthfully, I was also very intimidated. But I agreed I would be the mayor of Munchkin City. The irony of being 6'3" and a Munchkin is not lost on me. It was a silly little role for sure, but I sincerely wanted to do a good job and did not want to be the one who embarrassed himself in front of a crowd. I sure didn't want to wreck the show for the students who put their entire soul into the project. I certainly knew all of the challenges here. However, I couldn't imagine how much this experience would change me for the better. First of all, I didn't realize how difficult this musical actually is. I mean, The Wizard of Oz, right? It's for little kids. How hard could it be? Well, between the choreography, the singing, the complex and whimsical music, and the numerous costume changes, it became very apparent that this musical is fairly complicated. After the first rehearsal, I also realized that my small cameo would require a little more of my time and focus than I had previously thought. So I buckled down, studied my lines, decided to go into the project with the same attitude the cast and crew had. I was all in. However, in order to be all in, it meant I had to completely change the way I normally interacted with these students. I was not the expert in this case. In fact, I was the most ignorant person in the cast by far. So I had to change my mindset. I had to give up something of myself. I had to give up 3 things that are very important to my identity: my pride, my ego, and my authority. I had to go in vulnerable and exposed. I had to abandon a lot of what makes me, well, me. As young people, you think nothing of trying something for the first time, taking a risk, falling on your face and getting back up to try again. You looked up to those who are masters at things. You take direction, you ask questions, you accept criticism. At 57 years old, it's easy to get set in your ways. Usually you're the one giving the direction, picking people up when they fall, giving the criticism. But I learned very quickly that if I give up those 3 qualities for just a short time, if I could ignore my pride, stow away my ego, and relinquish all authority, I might stand to benefit from this experience just as they did. So I dove into the deep end head first, even though I was pretty nervous about falling on my face. Little did I know there would be so many people there to support me and remind me that I was never alone. I have never felt more welcome in my life. Let me just stop and say this. I'm not a good actor. I'm not a good singer. I know very little about putting on a musical. But I soon found out I didn't need to be good at those things. From the moment I walked into the theater, I was immediately embraced. Students I didn't even know were coming up to me and telling me how glad they were that I was part of the show. During rehearsals, when I would completely miss my cue or flub one of the 9 measly lines I had to memorize, someone was always there encouraging me and telling me it was going to be okay, that I was doing just great. I brushed these comments off as well-intentioned lies at first. They were just being nice. But then I saw them interact with each other. I never once heard anyone deliberately criticize another person's performance or commitment or attitude. They knew how hard it is to put on a musical, and they knew they were all in it together. Positive energy was the norm. Encouragement was the only medicine to cure a problem on stage. They weren't treating me special. They were treating me like one of them. The students in charge of costumes and makeup flattered me and made sure I looked my best. Sound and lighting were patient and encouraging as I learned how to wear a mic and where to stand so the spotlight could shine on me for a brief moment. My fellow actors worked with me on timing and blocking and how to act like I actually was a tiny mayor welcoming Dorothy as a hero into this strange world. And the pit? Well, let's just say they were flexible and persistent and went out of their way to help me hit my musical cues. I think I got it right once, maybe. Before performances, I warmed up with the group just like any other member of the cast. Backstage, they engaged with me in conversation about college and high school and music and their families and how much some of them wished they could have me as a teacher next year. I sang, I danced, I took part in slow motion battles and constructed inventive ways to pass the ball of energy. I even participated in their sacred intermission rituals, which almost killed me. I slowly found myself getting used to being in their world. I found myself becoming encouraging. I made sure to thank every single person for what they did. I made sure to help pick someone back up if they'd had a rough moment. I started to thrive on this feeling of being a part of something bigger than myself and learning about something that I knew I would never master. I felt accepted. I felt a little bit like a teenager again. I have to say that I was changed for good by this experience. And I will never be the same person again thanks to them. And I became addicted to this feeling of being a small part of something creative and beautiful. I will never forget the emotions from watching students achieve something together and to respect each other no matter what role they took in the production. And to watch them, the seniors in particular, be showered with praise by their friends, their family, and their fans after a magical Saturday night performance in front of a standing room only crowd, it brought me to tears. I was honored to be just a small part of it, and hopefully I contributed to their success more than any success that I had found. I now know that it's vital to occasionally put aside my own needs and desires and focus on how to survive with people around me, how to sacrifice and compromise. I now know that I have the power to infect others with that same positive energy by including them in the things I do and the things I'm good at. I need to remove the borders that I often erect in order to keep out the riffraff. I need to include and nurture. I encourage you all to occasionally let go of your pride and not worry about feeling foolish. Allow yourself to set aside your ego and not have to be the best at everything. Just enjoy the experience. And find a place where you're not the ultimate authority, where you can remind yourself that taking direction is just as important as giving it. Be encouraging with the novice who comes to you to learn. Focus more on what people are doing well and less on criticizing their inadequacies. Do so and watch the effect it has on both of you. Do so and watch the effect it has on all of us. And one last thing. Please support the arts in our schools. Without art, without the expression of beauty, what is this world going to look like? I sincerely hope we never find out. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And graduates, congratulations.
Okay, I think it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. The turning of the tassels signifies the first of many new beginnings. Today, together, we all turn a page to a new chapter. Some of you may be packing to head off to college or trade schools, and others straight into the workforce. But wherever you may be, whatever part of the world, you will always keep this moment in your mind. This is the first major milestone of the many you will have in your lifetime. Joe, are we ready?
Nope. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. No more 6 a.m. wake-ups, no more high school classes, and most importantly, no more access. Seniors, please rise. Seniors, turn your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, everybody. We did it!